I've loved campaigning, but it's the hardest job, I'm not kidding you, that I've had. I thought working in banking and tech was hard. This is hard. We've been delivering our yard signs to people's homes. We put them up. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some signs. The other nice thing about this Tesla is we have extra storage. How you doing? Thanks for putting this up. Nice to meet you. I appreciate you guys hosting this big sign.
I want to host it in a spot where everyone's going to see it. I think this is good like this.
Yes, it is.
Performance, not politics. That's what I talk about always. What I talk about now is I don't really feel that I was discriminated against ever as a woman. I didn't see it because I just focused on performance, like I say there. I was judged on what I could do, what I was capable of doing. I wasn't judged, I don't feel like, on the color of my skin or my last name. But what I'm getting judged on now is being a Republican. And I literally was denied services by a technology firm about 3 weeks ago, and I got denied because I'm a Republican.
You know what that is? I call that political racism.
Yeah. This election, I am the first woman that will ever be on the general election ballot for Congressional District 10. I never would have imagined that 100 years after women gained our right to vote, 100 years, that I'm the first woman to ever make it through a primary and to be a choice on the general election ballot. That was mind-blowing to me. I couldn't believe it. I was telling this, before, is people assume, oh, she must be a Democrat. Nope, Republican.
And now, what is the last name?
So my maiden name is Ramirez, and my dad's next to my mom's Slovenian, and my husband is Indian, Mukherjee.
So I'm 100% Croatian.
Great.
So we're neighbors.
My dad's Mexican, my mom's Slovenian, and I remember growing up as a kid, my last name is Ramirez, but I was raised by my Slovenian mom, and people would try to ask me, well, what are you? Fast forward to where I am now married to a first-generation immigrant from India, and I have kids who are Indian, Mexican, and Slovenian. And as a mom, I realized the conversations I have to have with them, right? My mom raised us by herself. So she raised us with her, authentic Slovenian kind of culture. And my mom was Catholic, my dad was Catholic. But my husband and I'm Catholic, my husband's Hindu. He comes from a highly educated family. My dad was a general in the military, mom was a PhD. I come from a family that had nothing and didn't have any degrees, right? And so my ethnicity and my diversity, I feel can be something that can add to Congress because I've lived it. It's not someone else's stories, it's my stories. Hi, honey. You want to get your shoes on? So Daddy will bring you to your place. Elle, we're ready? Let's go. We're going to drop her off at her school and then head over to my mom's house. So let's go. Come. Bye, sweetie. Daddy's dropping him off. She sometimes walks and sometimes takes her bike, but usually I drop her off. It's a routine that kind of starts the day, and I'm fortunate that I get to drop her off and see her before she goes to school. It's nice. Oops. Let's see. Bye, sweetie. Have a great day, okay?
Love you.
I'll pick you up at the normal spot. I love you. Bye, honey. There are certain parts of the district that don't understand my name. They look at Valerie Ramirez Mukherjee and they make an assumption of how could she be a Republican. When they talk to me, they realize, well, of course she's a Republican and she's authentic and she's old school. This is where I call myself purple. People will say, you're a purple Republican, well, why not a purple Democrat? And I say, where do I lean? Do I lean right? Do I lean left? And overwhelmingly in my life, I have leaned right. There are certain things now that I lean with the Democratic Party, particularly on the social issues. I'm a pro-climate, a Republican who loves my electric car. I've been driving electric cars for 10 years, and it's one of the things I want to bring here to our district. I look into this district and we're too focused in healthcare, we're too focused in pharma, and we need to start to diversify, bring new economy jobs here, tech jobs, green jobs, and we have to do it now with someone that actually has some experience in those industries. Going to my mom, splitting my time. She's a 75-year-old, vulnerable, highly vulnerable person. We had to move her out of our house. She usually lives with us. When COVID hit, because I'm obviously on the campaign and I was still engaging with people, my kids see their friends, my husband travels, and we wanted to make sure we weren't asymptomatic and that could get her sick.
We're coming in, Mom. You hold your dog on the leash?
So this is about as far as I get from my mom. So hi, Marco. The beauty of this unit is I'm able to share with her is my bedroom is here, so I don't go anywhere, I don't go close to my mom at all. As a child, I didn't realize that I was at such a disadvantage because the neighborhood I grew up in was working class. We were latchkey kids, we were independent. The area that was the hardest was seeing my mom struggle. My mom went through a period of time, she was a single mom. My dad did not provide any child support, and we didn't have any family that we could call and ask for any money. And when money got tight, the bill collectors started calling. And I was that little girl that had to answer the phone. I remember people being on the other side. I was 10, I was a little girl, and trying to say, listen, my mom doesn't have any money, can you give us a little bit more time? Try not to go in the kitchen. If I do, I use the second microwave so I don't touch anything, because we have to make sure that she doesn't catch anything. So this is my second place here. As I say, I think I have 20 years left with her, but if she gets COVID, she won't make it. When I talk about the story, oftentimes, even today, I tear up because it was hard, but now I'm trying to do my part. It's one of the reasons why I want to run for Congress, so I can help other families like my mom, other families like myself and my brother, to say, let's give a better life to those in this area. We are a high-tech firm. This is my remote learning, and kind of run a quick filter to see how did our team do last night, how many people did we reach out to, so I just run a quick search. The world has changed. We have technology tools that can help us reach people faster, cheaper, more efficiently. Why aren't we using it? And I got a lot of pushback from particularly those in the Republican Party saying, no, that's not how we do things. And I said, let's try to do a combination. And then I got find the people on my team and the volunteers and the Republican organization to say, well, let's just replicate what Val's done. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be as a working mom, as a working woman, to start a family. Kind of took it for granted, thinking it was just simple. I worked on Wall Street. I worked in New York. I worked in Silicon Valley Tech. But then when I got pregnant, I developed high blood pressure. I would have to sit there on Wall Street on my trading desk and take my blood pressure. And if it got too high, I had to go sit down, take a break. And some people on my desk would tease me, oh, Val's taking a break. I go, you think I want to go through this? So we went through a lot. Very fortunate to have 2 live births, beautiful children. I had 1 miscarriage, 1 ectopic. I was 30 minutes away, my doctor said, from possibly dying. Thinking, no, I'm not gonna, giving me advice of, this doesn't make sense, Valerie. And I postponed and said, no, it's gonna work out. And I had to be rushed to the hospital. I don't remember it. And when I woke up, the doctor said, if we would have waited 30 minutes, you likely would have had internal bleeding and you'd be dead today. And my son was just a baby. He was less than a year old. My husband, I've been married for a few years, thinking, well, that was tough. But you have to persevere, keep trying, and I'm fortunate today that I was able to have my second child, a beautiful baby girl, and I have a boy and a girl, and I'm so lucky to have that privilege. Okay. Oh, I gotta get Grandma her donuts. Be back later, okay? Okay, thanks, Mom. I know. Bye, Mom. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my lights so you don't get mad at me. I was born in 1973, the year that Roe v. Wade, passed. And it's interesting because I was raised with it as a right. So it wasn't something that was a part of our household. We didn't talk about it. It was just something that, as I grew up, it was something I knew about, and I knew that a woman had a right to choose. At this point in my life, just thinking of what the difficulty I went through to bring life into this world, it has made me just really respect what that means. But I feel over time, since 1973, since this has passed, we are trying to expand it. We are trying to say, now, you can do late-stage abortion, you can do partial birth abortion, you can do it at 36 weeks. And that's where I would say to people, we can't continue to creep and expand this conversation, because what we're doing now is we're creating a seesaw where one side may win, the other side loses, then we all lose. But no matter what, I strongly believe it's a woman's right to choose, a woman's right to choose what she wants to do with her body, with her, her God, with her doctor, and that the government shouldn't be, stepping in to say if you can or cannot do that. So we are balanced, Roe v. Wade. I'm proud of that legislation that provided a woman a right to choose, and I hope that we will remain and stay in balance. Okay, pizza is ready. Let's go, kids. Come on in. Okay, Luke, do you like deep dish pizza? Do you like deep dish pizza? Oh, good. See? So now what are you running for? That's not a role.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's the highest role.
Wait, didn't you run for Supreme Court last year?
I was Supreme Court last year.
The platform is jobs, education, taxes, and then we added safety. Safety is a big thing this year. So our platform is called JETS, Jobs, Education, Taxes, Safety. Education should transform my life, and that's the topic that is most personal, most passionate for me, and what I want to do for this district.
I don't think I fully grasped the concept of her running for Congress, because I'm only 11, but I still think that what she's done so far is incredibly inspirable. So.
You made up a new word?
Is that not a word?
I don't think so. I was always a good student growing up, but over time I realized, I didn't really see the value in an education. I didn't see it. I didn't see anyone in my neighborhood or my family that had an education, so I didn't know what an education could do for you. I looked back at my school and I remember seeing Title I. What did that mean? Low income, predominantly low income minority, students. And so when I look across this district, there are many districts that are Title I. Lots of money being spent. Achievement's not changing. So I took the initiative a few years ago to say, what can I do with our own personal funds? Whatever we have that we can, go invest and give back to others, so I can help shape this conversation and change it, because the achievement for little kids just like me today are still as bad today as it was when I was a little kid. But when I talk to a lot of the students that reach out to me and they identify as first generation as well, I tell people, be proud. Like, I hid it for so long. I didn't even admit for years that I went to community college. Then when I got to community college and I met others and I heard their stories and they would tell me about their parents, and I'd go to their houses and I'd say, who lives in houses like this? And I realized actually education could be my ticket out.
It's not an if, but when she wins. And we'd be incredibly proud of her to do so. But more importantly, I think we'd be really proud for the country, because the country needs politicians of her caliber, who are in the middle, who see both sides of the equation, who put, policy over party. And I think that's what the country really needs.
I wasn't planning on running for politics. I have a business career, young family, but I looked and I would hear people say to me, literally, they'd say, why did you move here? And I'd go, what are you talking about? Why wouldn't I move here? I was born in California, but bounced coast between California and New York. Anyone that comes to Illinois, and particularly to the North Shore, to this area in August, you're not going to want to leave. I didn't want to leave. And I remember when I went home to my husband in Washington, and I said, we're moving. And he said, what are you talking about, we're moving? And I said, I fell in love. I found a place where we can raise our family. And then I moved my 75-year-old mom. The kids now, they've had choices to go other places. And they have said, we want to stay here. This is home.
There we go. That's our cheer we miss.
But now as I look back on my life, on my career, I reached financial freedom before the age of 40. I put myself through several of the top, universities in this country, reached executive status in banking and technology, and I look at myself now at this age of 47, I'm so proud of what I was able to accomplish in this country. So I talk about it a lot to encourage other little girls and boys and families and first generation that come to our country to say, you can be proud, you can be different, you can have a starting line behind others. That's okay. It may take you longer, like it took me, but you can reach it, just like I did. And I hope to be a role model and show others that the American dream is still reachable in this country.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.